Hello everyone, welcome to video lecture series of Communication Engineering. Today's topic is Introduction to Frequency Modulation FM. In this video, I am going to talk about the multiple choice questions based on the Introduction to Frequency Modulation. Let us begin. First question is, FM is a part of general class of modulation which is known as. See, you have studied about the classification of the modulation, and FM is a part of general class of modulation which is known as a angle modulation. So you can pick the question. You can pick the correct option very carefully. Means A is the correct option. Second question is, FM is known as constant envelope because of carrier wave is kept constant. So which particular parameter is kept constant? Frequency, amplitude, phase and angle. So FM is known as a constant envelope because amplitude of carrier is kept constant. So B is the correct answer. Question number 3. Which of the following are two most important classes of angle modulation? So when you have studied about the angle modulation, the two important classes were frequency modulation and the phase modulation. It means the correct answer is C. Correct one. Question number 4 is, frequency modulation index defines the relationship between what and the bandwidth of the transmitted signal. If you recall, you have studied that the frequency modulation index, it defines the relationship between the message amplitude and the bandwidth of the transmitted signal. So if the modulating signal is a low pass signal, maximum bandwidth of the modulating signal is equal to the highest frequency component which is present in the modulating signal. It means it is in between the amplitude of the message signal and the bandwidth. Correct answer. Question number 5. FM bandwidth is approximated using which particular rule? Whether it is a Carson rule, Faraday rule, Maxwell or Armstrong. So it is approximated by using Carson's rule. You have done a multiple numerical also based on this formula. A is the correct answer. Question number 6 is, one way to derive FM from PM means frequency modulation from the phase modulation. Read all the options carefully. Integrate the modulating signal before applying to PM oscillator. Integrate the signal out of the PM oscillator. Differentiate the modulating signal before applying to PM oscillator, or differentiate the signal out of the PM oscillator. So here the way which is used to derive FM from PM is integrate the modulating signal before applying to the PM oscillator, means the correct option is A. Question number 7 is, the bandwidth of FM signal is considered to be limited because there can be only finite number of sidebands, it is equal to the frequency deviation, it is band limited and the power of outer sidebands is negligible. So bandwidth of FM signal is considered to be limited because the power in the outer sidebands is negligible. Option is D. Correct one. Question number 8. Mathematically, the calculation for FM bandwidth, it requires the use of ordinary trigonometry and algebra, Bessel's function, Taylor's series and fractals. So Bessel's functions have been used over there. You must have written the mathematical equation also. Yes, B is the correct answer. Question number 9 is, NBFM, it stands for. You can pick the answer very quickly. NBFM is narrow band FM, means the correct answer is D. Question number 10 is, when FM reception deteriorates abruptly due to noise, it is known as. Options are capture effect, threshold effect, noise effect and the limit effect. So this is the case of the threshold effect. Let us see the answer. Yes, this is the correct one. Question number 11 is the modulation index of FM signal can be determined readily. Read the options. Using measurement at point where J0 equals to 1, where J0 is equals to 0, where the deviation equals to 0, or by using only the Bessel's function. So modulation index can be determined readily by measuring the points where J0 is equal to 0, means the correct answer is B. Question number 12. Carrier swing is defined as, you must have remembered the definition as well. So the carrier swing is defined as the total variation in frequency from the lowest to the highest, 2 times delta F. So the answer is A. Question number 13 is about the amount of frequency deviation in FM signal depends upon. So the amounts of frequency deviation in FM signal, it depends upon amplitude or the carrier frequency or the modulating frequency or the transmitter frequency. It actually depends upon the amplitude of the modulating signal, means the answer must be A. Next question, sensitivity is defined as. What do you understand by sensitivity? So sensitivity is actually the ability of a receiver to amplify weak signal. Answer is A. Next question is, in radio receivers, varactor diodes are used. Why varactor diodes are used? For tuning, demodulation, mixing, or none of the above. So varactor diodes are used in radio receivers for tuning purpose. You must mark answer A as the correct one. This is the correct answer. Question number 16. Amplitude limiter in FM receivers are used to remove amplitude variations due to noise, filtration, demodulation, or amplification. So amplitude limiters are used to remove amplitude variations because of the noise, means the correct answer is A. Next question is, what is the effect on the deviation of an FM signal when it is passed through a mixer? Means it doubles, reduces, becomes half, or remains unchanged. So the effect of deviation on FM signal when it is passed through a mixer, it remains unchanged, means the answer is D. Correct one. Question number 18. The modulation index of FM is given by. Modulation index, recall the formula, you have studied it. It is the ratio of frequency deviation upon the modulating frequency, means the correct answer is A. Question number 19 is about the disadvantages of FM over AM. Here we are talking about the disadvantages. Means FM is prone to selective fading, capture effect, poor signal to noise ratio at high audio frequencies, or all of the above. If you read all the options carefully, you will get to know that disadvantages of FM over AM, all the three options A, B and C, means D is the correct answer. Next question, question number 20. What is the required bandwidth according to the Carson's rule when 100 MHz carrier is modulated with the sinusoidal signal at 1 kHz and the maximum frequency deviation is what? That is 50 Hz. So calculate the required bandwidth. You know what is the formula? The formula is 2 times delta F plus FM. This is how you can calculate the bandwidth. Now substitute the value. 2 times delta F, frequency deviation is 50 kHz. This is 50. FM is 1 kHz. So this is in the kilohertz. So what you are getting? This is 102 kilohertz. It means the correct answer is C. Correct one. Question number 21 is, the audio signal having frequency 500 Hz and voltage 2.6 volt. It shows the deviation of 5.2 kHz in a frequency modulated system. if the audio signal voltage is changed to 8.6 volt. Now we have to calculate the new deviation. What is the new deviation? So deviation in FM, that deviation you can calculate delta F, which is equal to what? KF into AM, right? And here, from here you can calculate KF, this particular factor. This is what? Delta F upon AM. Delta F is what? 5.2. Deviation is 5.2 kilohertz, and AM, the voltage is 2.6. It means the value of this KF, this is what? 2. Now what will happen when the voltage is changes to 8.6? Now you have to calculate the new deviation. So the new deviation means delta F, this will be what? KF into AM. KF is 2 and AM is 8.6. So this is coming out 17.2 kilohertz. So you are going to mark the A as a correct answer. Correct one. Question number 22 is, according to Carson's rule, bandwidth B and modulating frequency FM are related as. We have done one numerical also. So correct answer is A, twice of delta F plus FM. Correct one. Next question is, what is the change in the bandwidth of the signal in FM when modulating frequency increases from 12 to 24 kilohertz? We know that what is the formula for the bandwidth? We have solved the numerical as well. By Carson's rule, you can write down this is 2 times delta F plus FM. When the frequency was 12 kilohertz, so you can substitute 12 kilohertz. So first term is 2 times delta F. FM is 12 kilohertz. So second term will be 24 kilohertz. Second is when this is being increased to 24 kilohertz, first term will be 2 times delta F. And second is what? 24 to 2 into 24, that is 48 kilohertz. You have to observe the variation. What is the variation? 24 to 48 means the answer is C, 24 kilohertz. Correct one. Question number 24. What is the maximum frequency deviation which is allowed in commercial FM broadcasting? In commercial FM broadcasting, you must remember that the maximum frequency deviation is 75 kilohertz. Means the correct answer is B. Question number 25. What is the maximum modulating frequency which is allowed in commercial FM broadcasting? So maximum modulating frequency is 15 kilohertz. So answer is C. You must remember these parameters. Question number 26 is, the ratio of actual frequency deviation to the maximum allowable frequency deviation. This ratio is known as a percentage modulation. You must have remembered the formula as well. Means the answer is B. Next question, the range of modulating frequency for narrow band FM. Narrow band FM signal, it contains a carrier component and a quadrature carrier linearly modulated by the modulating signal. Narrow band frequency modulated signal is band limited to FM, which is the modulating frequency, and bandwidth is twice of FM. So you must remember the range varies from 30 Hz to 3 kilohertz. Means the correct answer is C. Question number 28 is, FM is advantageous over AM. Here we are talking about the advantages. Read all the options carefully. The amplitude of FM is constant, so transmitted power remains unchanged in FM, but it changes in AM. Correct one. Second, depth of modulation in FM can be changed to any value by changing frequency deviation, so signal is not distorted. This is also correct. Third point, there is less possibility of adjacent channel interference due to the presence of guard band, which is also correct. It means A, B, C and correct. So answer is D, all of the above. Correct one. Next question, the increase or decrease in the frequency about the carrier frequency is termed as increase or decrease, that is known as a frequency deviation. B is the correct answer. Correct one. Next, Carson's rule is used to calculate. Whether it is used to calculate the bandwidth of FM signal, signal to noise ratio, modulation index, noise figure. Pick the correct option, which is the bandwidth of FM signal. We have discussed the formula also number of times in this video itself. Yes, this is the correct answer. Question number 31. The ratio of maximum peak frequency deviation to the maximum modulating signal, this is known as a deviation ratio. B. There are some standard definitions and terms and the formulas which you must remember so that you can pick the answers very quickly. The correct one. Question number 32 is, calculate the maximum frequency deviation for the FM signal. The FM signal is being given, which is Vt is equal to 10 cos 6000 t plus 5 sin 2200 t. Here you have to calculate the maximum frequency deviation, right? So first calculate what is FM. Just you compare with this particular equation, you will get to know omega m, which is 2 pi FM, that is 2200. This is the omega m actually. So from here calculate FM, which is 2200 upon 2 pi. Substitute the value of pi and simplify it. You will be getting 350 Hertz. Now calculate the deviation. You have to calculate the frequency deviation, that is equal to what? That is equal to 5. Compare it with, so here the modulation index is 5. 5 into 350, which is equal to 1750 Hertz. So answer is C. Here this value 5, this is the modulation index, because you must be remembering how the frequency modulated signal is being represented, right? Yes, this is the correct one. Next question is, calculate the dissipation in power across 20 ohm resistor for the FM signal that is being given over here. Resistance value is also given. So power dissipated, you can calculate, the formula is what? V RMS square upon R. Peak value is 20 over here. So V RMS is what? 20 upon under root 2 its square upon the value of R, which is being given over here 20 ohm. Simplify it, you will be getting it 5 volt. It means the answer is A. Let us check. This is the correct one. Question number 34 is, what is the value of carrier frequency in the following equation? The equation have been given to you. See, a standard FM signal can be represented as what? Vt, which is equal to AC cos, the first term is omega ct. Omega c is 2 pi fct. Second term is kf or mf into sine omega m into t. So from here you can find out omega c, which is 2 pi fc, that is equal to 6600. So what is fc? That is 6600 upon 2 pi. Simplify it, you will be getting as 1050 Hertz. It means the correct answer is D. Correct one. Question number 35 is, calculate the modulation index in an FM signal when FM, that is the modulating frequency, is 250 Hertz and frequency deviation is being given, which is 5 Hertz. So you can calculate the modulation index. Modulation index is what? This is the ratio of frequency deviation, which is 5 kilohertz converted into Hertz upon modulating frequency FM, which is 250. Simplify it, you will be getting 20. It means the correct answer is A. Question number 36 is guard bands are provided in FM signal. So guard bands are provided in FM signal is actually to prevent interference from the adjacent channels. So here the correct answer is A. Question number 37 is for FM signal, a waveform is being given over here. You have to calculate the modulation index and the maximum frequency deviation. If you observe this particular equation, you will get to know that the modulation index is 10. So the first term is 10. Now you have to calculate the frequency deviation. You know modulation index, that is what? Delta F upon FM. So from here you can calculate delta F, which is MF into FM, modulation index into this particular term. FM you can calculate from this particular equation. What is the value of FM? Right? Omega T you know, sorry, omega M you know. So from there you can calculate FM. So 2 pi FM is equal to 15 2 pi FM, that is equal to 1550. So from here you just calculate FM, 1550 upon 2 pi, which is actually you are getting 246.59 Hertz. So now you know FM. MF, its value is 10. So multiply it, you will be getting the value of delta F, which is 2465, and the value of modulation index is 10, means the correct answer is C. Question number 38. A 100 megahertz carrier is frequency modulated by 5 kilohertz wave. The frequency deviation is 100 hertz and you have to calculate the carrier swing in the signal. So carrier swing, that is equal to 2 times delta F. The value of delta F is 100 hertz. Frequency deviation is given as 100 hertz. It means this is 100 kilohertz. So this is what? This is 200 kilohertz, means the answer is D. The correct answer. Question number 39. The transmitted power in an FM system is dependent upon number of sidebands, dependent on carrier power and sidebands, always constant, and none of the above. So transmitted power in FM system is always constant. C is the correct answer. Yes, it is. Question number 40 is the modulation index of a wideband FM system is modulation index is greater than 1, means answer is A. Question number 41 is what is the number of significant sidebands produced when the bandwidth of the signal is 24 kilohertz and modulating frequency is 3 kilohertz? You know the formula, bandwidth, that is equal to 2 times FM into N. Here N is the number of significant sideband. So you can calculate, which is equal to bandwidth upon 2 times FM. Bandwidth is being given, which is 24 kilohertz. 2 into modulating frequency is 3 kilohertz. So the answer is 4. Correct answer is A. Question number 42 is which of the following is not a source of noise in FM? Weather, electronic circuits, lightning, velocity of motion. So lightning strikes, ignition system, motors, electronic circuits, and weather creates interference signals which are known as noise, and they are generally of high frequency and spikes of the voltage. So velocity of motion, that is not a source of noise in FM. Yes, this is the correct answer. Next question is which circuit in FM receiver cancels or filter out the noise? So the receiver in FM contains limiter circuits which restricts the amplitude of the received signal. The noise which only affects the amplitude of the signal causes variation in the amplitude. It means the answer is C, which is the limiter circuit. Correct answer. Question number 44 is FM is disadvantageous over AM signal because of much wider channel requirement. FM systems are more complex and costly. Adjacent channel interference is more. So here A and B both are the correct one. It means correct answer is D. Means FM is disadvantageous because more channel bandwidth is required. At the same time, it is complex and costlier also. Question number 45 is wideband FM has characteristics. Recall what you have studied. The bandwidth of the FM signal depends upon the frequency sensitivity KF. When KF is large, the bandwidth of FM signal becomes wide, which is known as a wideband FM signal, and a large number of sidebands are produced in the FM signal. So bandwidth of wideband FM signal is very large in comparison to the AM signal. It means frequency sensitivity is large, bandwidth is also large, both in A and B, means the correct answer is C. Narrowband FM has the characteristics. Here the frequency sensitivity is small, bandwidth is narrow, means both the correct answers A and B. So the correct one is C, both A and B. This is the correct one. Thank you so much for watching this video.